had the classic Galaxy Watch since 2018 when it first was released. Overall, my experience with the original was a positive one, but it was far from perfect. I've had the Classic 6 watch for a couple weeks now, and I just want to share my experiences with you. So, check the stick on here.
Sweet Jesus.
The packaging was very nice, and I felt like I was unboxing something of boutique quality. The watch setup was easy and runs everything through Samsung SmartThings app in your phone. It does come with a USB-C charging cable, but no wall charger adapter. I was a little disappointed in this considering the high cost of this item. The original reminds me of a rugged tank, and the 6 is still a tank, but is updated with a new sleek, clean, and refined look. The rotating bezel feels solid, and you can feel each click without any friction. The band I chose is the Hybrid Leather D, which is the magnet snap band. I really like it. So far, it feels like a much stiffer rubber with a leather-like pattern and feel. The Classic offers two major differences, the size and the rotating bezel versus a virtual bezel. I feel there's just something about having a physical moving part on this watch that makes it feel less cheap and fake, or virtual, if you will. The display is gorgeous, and on a 47mm 480 by 40 resolution, it really stands out. There's nothing wrong with a smaller display, but for my wrist in particular, I feel like the larger size matches better. Compared to my original, I do feel like the new screen is sharper and brighter. So the touch responsiveness on the new 6 is much better compared to the original. One of the issues I would run into with the original is if I was showering with my watch on, each drop of water would basically be a push of a button, and it would start calling people and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. The user interface has improved. By simply swiping up, I'm able to access a much larger array of apps faster. They cluster the apps, allowing you to see more in less time. So the watch is loaded with a mountain of health and fitness related apps. To be honest, the only real thing that myself and probably most of you are concerned about is steps and workout detection, and the watch does both of those very well. So some of the health monitoring capabilities include calculated calories, steps, activity time, distance. It lets you set goals for these metrics. And with the click of a button, you can also view this on your phone, and that also runs through the Samsung Health app. Regardless of the fancy battery information Samsung has put out, the watch lasts me about 2 days, and that's just with normal settings. It takes nearly 2 hours to go from completely dead, as in it turned itself off, to 100% full. To be fair though, the last 5% takes about 20 minutes, so if you just need enough juice for the day, 15 or 20 minutes will do. I typically charge it while I'm at my computer, so it's not really an issue for me keeping my watch alive. For some people though, they might struggle with this. Connecting to the phone was an easy process, and it worked the exact same way as it did with the original. You just run it through the SmartThings app, and that's that. So one thing that I noticed that's a huge difference between the original and the updated 6 is that I can actually take a call on this watch. The microphone was so atrocious on the original that nobody could hear what I was saying. I'd end up having to just switch it and get back on my phone. So this new watch is able to take a call. I'm able to hear them, and they're able to hear me pretty clearly. Overall, I'm very happy with this watch. This isn't a deep dive video, so there's a million apps in there, and there's a million things you can do with this watch. But just as an average user, where all I care about is looking at my calendar, the steps, what time is it, and looking at my messages and phone calls real quick without having to pull my phone out, this thing executes everything very well. And especially considering coming from the OG, this is a huge step up in terms of evolution. The only con I really have is I do wish that the charging included with this had a better setup, much like the original charger. And I feel like the premium price should include the AC adapter. I feel the increase in responsiveness, sensitivity, and function make this a keeper for me. I want to thank you all for checking my review. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so, and I'll see you on the next one.